Federal Dropship. It is one of the new ships introduced in third beta, and it's supposed to be armored transport with 5 hardpoints, 4 utility mounts, 7 internal compartments, and the price of 37 million. Let's buy it. First of all, I wanted to test mining, so I need mining laser and refinery. And let's see how this sausage will do with mining. Also, I was kinda disappointed about the cargo bay size. As it's supposed to be heavy transport, it only had 70 tons cargo bay that you can upgrade to 132, and if you get rid of shields, 164. As you see, to use mining laser, you need to get close enough to the asteroid. Then just wait while there will be chunks flying away, like this one. Then you need to open your cargo scoop and scoop it up. And the problem I faced was that this ship is like a small brother to Anaconda. Probably because the sausage form, I had really huge problems scooping anything up. The first one I was lucky, I got it. But then from like 10 tries I only managed to scoop one more. As those pieces were just bumping off my front. And without seeing what they were hitting, I can't tell you, is this my problem or the ship is just not made for scooping up anything. Or maybe those fragments were just too much rolling and moving. So you just scoop up all fragments, click on the minerals they are made of, and when you get 100%, you should have one container in your cargo bay. That's how refinery works. Just watch. Each time you are close enough, they will just move away. Bounce. Even when you are perfectly aligned, you just can't. It's bumping into something. So, mining, forget about it, unless you find a way to scoop cargo much more efficiently. Also, as you see, just one small mining laser can do enough damage to asteroids, so you really do not need anything more than that, at least not currently. And I couldn't find medium mining laser, so I used small one and it worked perfectly. The chunks were getting off asteroid like every 5-7 seconds. Now let's do usual speed and turn tests. So the maximum speed is 197. Boost. $328. That's the top speed with B-rate thrusters. And even with those thrusters you still are slower than Eagle or Asp. Much slower actually. Eagle has 255, Asp 254, and not with best thrusters, so it's slower than those ships. And probably the pitching is so slow because of its sausage form. So it's a big ship with very weird form, and it's just not made for pitching faster than small ships or being as maneuverable as Asp. It's still reasonably fast. Now let's try fighting. At first, let's try fixed weapons. I have 3 lasers now. And against bigger targets like Asp, as you see, it works pretty well. Why 3? because I had one heat-seeking missile launcher, just in case, because the ship cost me 50 millions and I didn't want to lose it to any player or whatever. Also wasn't sure of how it will do in combat, so having some insurance would definitely help. And the fifth hardpoint slot I kept for multi-cannon turret, which was useless. Also keep in mind, if you have turrets, they will fire at anything red even if you do not want to shoot those. Federal Dropship has 4 medium hardpoints and 1 large hardpoint, so it's pretty heavy firepower. But those hardpoints are positioned very badly, as you see huge gaps between them. So fixed weapons can be used only on big enough targets. Also now ships tend to jump into hyperspace very fast. They start initiating hyperjump the exact moment you open fire on them. And fixed lasers or any other weapons on smaller ships, as you will see, work very bad. Because most of the time you will be able to hit those smaller ships only with 1 hardpoint you have at a time. Let's try Cobra now. If you manage to keep Cobra flat, then you can hit with all 3 or even 5 hardpoints if you use all 5. But if it starts rotating, then you will have problems. Also, I had problems keeping up with Cobra, even with Cobra, unless I had 4 pips to engines. So I guess if target would have better thrusters, I wouldn't even be able to keep up with it. As you see, if it's flat, you can hit with all 3 lasers easily and kill it. Let's try Asp again. Asp actually is very easy to kill, as it's big enough for all your fixed weapons to hit same time without much problems. So if you are against bigger ships like Asp, Type 9, maybe even Type 6, or new Imperial Clipper Federal Dropship, then fixed lasers can do the job pretty well. But if you are against smaller ships, like now I have trouble hitting this Viper with more than 1 gun at a time, unless he's rotating sideways to me and I rotate to compensate that. So fixed lasers or fixed weapons are good for big enough targets. What about gimbaled weapons? Gimbaled weapons work much better against smaller targets, as you see. Also, I bought large gimbaled pulse lasers that was not gimbaled at all. So probably I should switch it to other fire group, but I just was testing, so I didn't care much. But there are still problems with gimbaled lasers, as it seems. How about Eagle? Multi-cannons as usually work very well gimbaled. You just have to get shields down and then the ship is dead. Target destroyed. This is my first encounter with Imperial Clipper, and I even managed to capture on video its exit from hyperspace. It's a weird looking ship and I will try and fly it next, so after I do this review I will search for Imperial Clipper. This particular clipper is clean, but I just wanted to try out and see how it manages in a combat. So let's kill it. And it seems it's made out of paper. As usually NPC ships are not upgraded, so with upgrades it should do much better. I just want to see how nimble it is in fights and how the hardpoints are positioned.
Target destroyed.
And here is what remains after Imperial Clipper is sent to its ancestors. Pretty nice wreckage. To date we can fly 11 ships from 25, so even less than half. So it's very interesting what other ships there will be introduced soon into the game. So the bigger ships leave wreckages that in starlight looks beautiful. Okay, this is another federal dropship, wanted. Let's try and see how it does. I didn't check his hardpoint, so I don't know if he has any turrets or gimbal, but the moment he turned on me, he opened fire, and with 5 hardpoints and 1 pip to systems, he lowered my shields very fast. So if you are fighting federal dropship, try to keep out of his field of view, as 4 medium and 1 large hardpoint can do pretty big damage to your ship. And I got 27,000 bounty voucher. And this never happened to me in Beta 2, when 3 NPCs would jump me without any reason. Probably that's because I killed their faction member. So I had a quick fight with 2 Sidewinders and a Cobra at the same time. Good test for my slow armored transport. If I would have fixed weapons, I would have problems hitting those Sidewinders, and as you see, they are pretty nimble and I have problems keeping up with them. But with Gimbaled weapons there was no problem. I still lost my shields because I had to put my pips to engines. So 2 Sidewinders and a Cobra, even NPC, can give you a little headache. I also even used a couple missiles just to speed things up. And I had to put 4 pips to engines to catch up with them, so my weapons got drained pretty fast. So if you can have all pips to engines, upgraded thrusters, also couple missile launchers, you can feel pretty safe even against smaller targets. What is federal dropship? It has a very good view. As you see, it has not open roof. Its front view is one of the best I have seen. Let's just compare dropship to ASP. In ASP I had maximum speed of 250 with not the best thrusters. This one is 197. ASP has bigger cargo bay. It's much more nimble and better turning rate. Probably because this ship is very long. The pitch and yaw is very slow compared to ASP. So I would choose ASP every time, because the price is 6 times less. That means that you can upgrade it much more efficiently for the same amount of money. Dropship and ASP both have the same amount of hardpoints. The difference is in locations of those hardpoints and class. So on ASP you can have 4 small and 1 medium hardpoint, while on Dropship you can have 4 medium and 1 large. But the positioning of hardpoints make their use on Dropship for fixed weapons very limited. Now just let's dock and have a final look at
Request
outfitting
granted.
menu. Also, I have tried to upgrade my shields on Dropship, but couldn't do that because
Landing
my
gear deployed.
overall mass was taken into account instead of my hull mass. And I had like 240-ton difference. The shield generator required maximum hull mass to be at 560, while I had 800 total mass. And as we know, there was such problem in beta 2. Also, Dropship is very expensive. I just managed to buy B rating thrusters and A rating power capacitors, and that was all I needed to test my weapons and maneuverability in combat. And with each new update, Frontier is making all assets look much better, like stations, planets, stars. In third beta, I already saw huge improvements over the stars. Also, planets look much nicer. And all those things will only improve over time. So when the game will be released, I expect it to be even much more beautiful than it's now. And you can visit same place all over again and discover new things each time, just because all celestial bodies are orbiting each other and the light is falling from different angle, thus making every moment kinda unique. Also, I a couple times tried to roll inside the letterbox. Don't do this. This ship is too big for letterbox to roll inside it. I actually will have to return here with my Sidewinder and capture this station, as I do not remember that I have captured this type of station. And I had twice a reverse pad problem on this ship while I was flying it, so I don't know why it happens. So let's just dock.
Docking
Enter
successful.
outfitting
Engines
menu
dispatched.
and make a final conclusion of what modules it has and what I have installed. And from third beta, stations menu are incorporated into the user interface of our ships, so we can use left and right panels while we are docked. I didn't have a chance to use chaff. So this has 4 utility modes. I have missile and multi-cannon in medium hardpoints and pulse lasers. You see Gimbaled pulse laser in large hardpoint. But the Gimbaled laser didn't work as Gimbaled at all. 4 medium hardpoints and 1 large hardpoint is very impressive firepower, especially if those hardpoints would be closer together. B rating thrusters, D frame shaft, power distribution A. So the jump range probably is same as all ships, around 20 light years when you upgrade your frameshift drive. I had no chance because I ran out of money faster. As you see, I invested like 50 million into this ship and I only have 1,600,000 left. With fixed weapons you can hit any big targets. With Gimbaled you can hit any targets within your field of view. If you do not have best thrusters and allocate max pips to engines, you will not be able to keep up with smaller ships. And the bottom line is Dropship is way too expensive for what it gives you, at least in my opinion. So I will be flying Asp and not the Dropship. Time to sell it and get Imperial Clipper.